TheWaterwhispers, Ilse. Hello, my wonderful friends. Hi, sweeties. Welcome back. I know I've been gone for quite a while, and that is because I had to fly to the Netherlands unexpectedly because my grandpa passed away. So I had to book a ticket very last minute to go to the funeral, and this trip turned into quite the emotional roller coaster and transformation for me in many ways. It was a very good trip. The funeral was one thing, but yeah, there were a lot of things about being by myself again for the first time in many, many years, and being surrounded by family, even seeing my sister again, that were really, really amazing about this trip. So I thought that I filmed a few videos while I was in the Netherlands, not talking about any emotional stuff, but I thought that I could chronologically kind of walk you through some of the parts of this trip a little bit. So let's just start with the day that I flew to the Netherlands, which was, I'm trying to remember what day I flew. Let me see. I flew on, I'm just having my phone beside you so I can check it. I flew on Saturday, October 19th, and took a few pictures that I will insert as I'm talking. It was a night flight, so I got about 2 hours of sleep on the plane, and I flew with Air Canada that has really cool window features where you have a button and you can kind of tint the window, which creates really nice pink purplish pictures at night, also during the day. So the flight was really, really comfortable. I had a window seat, and luckily I had no one beside me in the middle, and then I had another person that was sitting at the aisle, and she was really, really nice. She actually lives in the same neighborhood as I do in Toronto, which is crazy. So we were talking about certain things that are changing in the neighborhood and things like that. So yeah, it was a really nice flight. I think I have a little video in which I show you what I ate in the plane and the things that they gave me. So I will show those to you now. So once I arrived in the Netherlands, my foster mom picked me up with the car. It's not far, so she picked me up, and then that day I just, tried to stay awake. I didn't really do much other than just hang out at their house, and I managed to continue with my habits, which really, really saved me throughout this emotional time. The whole 9 days, 10 days that I was in the Netherlands, my new habits really helped me, which is journaling, working out every day, meditate, and reading my book. So yeah, I believe I slept for 11 hours that night from Saturday to Sunday, which helped a lot because I didn't have a jet lag because of that at all. The time difference is 6 hours. It's 6 hours later in the Netherlands. So next day I woke up and I didn't have a jet lag at all, and I just decided to go to Haarlem city center, which is my hometown, and I just took a lot of pictures from about the little streets and stuff. If you want to see some pictures, feel free to add me on Instagram. The link is in the description box down below. So I bought a few things that I like to put on bread, and I walked to all these little amazing little stores or streets. That was the first day, and then that was Sunday. And then on Monday, I hung out with my grandma all day, which was the day before the funeral, because on Tuesday was the day of the funeral. And my grandma is a sweetheart, but she is a lot in terms of how much she talks, and a lot about the past and stuff like that. And I don't really talk about the past often anymore because I've processed all of that stuff in therapy. So it was just very heavy loaded, like very emotional day. And yeah, I ate dinner at my grandma's house as well on Monday, and then I went back to my foster parents' house that I was staying at. Sorry, like I'm just looking at the pictures in the meantime. So yeah, it was nice hanging out with my grandma. And then I went back to my foster parents, and the day after was the funeral, and I did not sleep good that night at all. It was a very messy night. I was just very anxious, and all the feelings that were gonna come up. And you know, the last time my sister flew in as well. She lives in Northern Ireland, and she arrived the day before the funeral. All the flights got cancelled because there was crazy wind above Ireland, but luckily her flight did go. So yeah, so we ended up meeting up, seeing each other again at the funeral for the first time since 2017. That's the last time we saw each other in person. It was me being in Canada and her being back then in Portugal and then Northern Ireland. It's just, you know, we don't see each other often. So that's probably an understatement. So yeah, I was really anxious also to see her. Of course I talked to her, but like it's been so many years. And not just that, the last time that we were at the graveyard that our grandpa was going to get buried as well, because it's a family grave of 3. So my dad went in first, then my grandma. My dad 2004, my grandma 2008, and then our grandpa on top. So now that's the last one because it's a family grave for 3. The last time we were at that graveyard together was when I was 16 and she was 14, or just shy of 14, because her birthday was in May and the funeral was in March. So she was 13, I was just 16. And that's the last time we were at the graveyard together in that same chapel where the service was for our grandpa as well. So I had no idea how I was going to feel. I was going to be like, I'm either going to be okay or I am going to completely fall apart. And my sister and I kind of, you know, we talked to each other every day leading up to going to the Netherlands, leading up to the funeral, for like a week. And I initially didn't know if I wanted to go, and not necessarily because I didn't want to be there, but just because I didn't want to deal with those feelings again. But Chris told me, like, you should just go. My friends told me, I think you should probably go. And I talked to my sister, and she was like, she didn't really grow up with my grandpa, but she didn't really want to go to the funeral. She was like, if you go, I will go as well. No pressure on you, but you know, like, she only wants to go if I'm going as well, which makes sense considering that we grew up separately and like the family is just, you know, another story. So anyways, we went to the funeral together, and we really gravitated toward each other. It's crazy how we didn't grow up as sisters at all, but we have such a strong bond, and it was really amazing that sad and amazing at the same time that the funeral of her grandpa brought us back together. And we've been talking ever since our grandpa passed away, which was a week before I flew to the Netherlands. We've been talking every single day, and we've never had that in our lives. So that was the positive that came out of this amazing journey. So yeah, funeral, saw a lot of long lost family members that I haven't seen since I was like 5-6 years old. And then that evening, my sister and I decided to go and eat something somewhere and hang out, which we have never done as adults. So something that is normally very normal, sisters hanging out, is something that we have never done. So we hung out for a few hours in the evening, ate some of the foods that we really wanted to eat, and then the next day she flew back to Northern Ireland, and I went back on the bike to my foster parents. So again, that was amazing. So anyways, the day after the funeral, I decided to film a little video for you guys of the living room in my foster parents' house. And I would like to show you that video now. So just before I show you, I just wanted to let you know that after this, I will have a few more videos, and I will probably do it like this, where I just talk a little bit about like, okay, which day is it and when is it, and then, show you the videos. So I hope that you will enjoy the end of this video, and I will see you again next week. Thank you so much for being here. Enjoy. Hey guys, so I am sitting here in my foster parents' house. Pond in the back. I look really tired. I woke up not too long ago and I absolutely slept like a brick. I slept so good. So I think my body is still like in sleep mode. But yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Today is Wednesday and I got here last week, Saturday. Yesterday was the funeral. It was a really beautiful funeral. It was nice to see everybody again. My sister was there as well, that lives in Ireland. And yeah, right now I'm just sitting here having my cup of tea. Let me turn around the camera. But this is the kitchen. I have this beautiful attachment. That's where I sleep. But yeah, I just want to try and continue my habits. And in the name of habits, I have been reading this book. I started it I read a chapter a day. Well, not a full chapter, but like the chapter is split up in multiple. So this is the book that I'm currently reading. I started reading this 3.5 weeks ago. And I generally don't read in the weekend, so it's just weekdays. But yeah, I have a little bit of a cup of tea here with some ginger tea in it. And yeah, this is just a very nice, quiet day. It's very misty outside. So you've of course seen this house before, but I figured I could show you again. It's just such a gorgeous house. So yeah, Casper plays guitar. He has like 8 guitars, 4 electric, 4 acoustics. Beautiful guitars. And yeah, it's very misty outside. You can see it. This is the yard around the house. They have a fireplace. A few days ago, we had a fireplace. This is custom made. Almost everything is custom made. And these are their 2 kids when they were younger. And he got this custom printed in the back. I believe this is the same fridge as when I was living here 16 years ago. And this used to be white. And they decided to sand it down, and then they actually really just liked the look of it, so they just left it like this, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah, really beautiful island with everything stored underneath. This, of course, is the main floor. Has all these gorgeous glass stained windows, originals. There's also a basement here, but it's like a cellar. It's not like a basement how you would get that in Canada or the US. So yeah, almost every door has this stainless steel, or stainless steel, what am I saying? Glass stained windows. This is the washroom. They really, really modernized this because it used to be much more old-fashioned, but the sink is still old-fashioned and it works. So gorgeous. And they painted this like it's almost like a brown mustard color. Didn't used to be that way. It used to be all white. And then this is another amplifier for the guitar, just some art. And this is the view from the back of the house into the garden. Piano, really nice long table where they have dinner sometimes. And then Chris, in June when I showed you the short video of the house, Chris was playing the piano here. This time it's just me here. Some storage on both sides. Sliding doors with the old-fashioned nice furniture piece that used to be upstairs. And then these couches were already here when I was 16. So this is a copy of a very famous Dutch painting, the Potato Eaters, I believe. And this really nice carpet, or rug rather. You can sit on that. That's a cute little cork table. This is where we had a fire. This fireplace is so gorgeous. Such a nice woodwork. Look at that. Really nice details. And then the front room. Some really nice big plants. And I really like the peacocks in the stained glass on top. Nice big plant. And of course there has to be an ambulance. In my video, they sound very different in the Netherlands, but it's hilarious because you don't hear ambulances very often. And of course, when I'm filming, it has to be in there. So when I lived here, Julius and Eva, those are their two kids, used to be that small. And now they're like, full-grown adults that are very, very much taller than I am. So, yeah. Really gorgeous plant. Look at this. It's huge. Huge plant. Really nicely printed chair here. Look at how cute. Really nice chair. Nice pillow. All like very classic. And then this plant is also just huge. I don't know what type of plant it is because I don't know much about indoor plants, but it's gorgeous. Cute little pothos plant, I do know that. But yeah. And then from this side, this is what it looks like. I hope you enjoyed.